Good morning, everybody. Time now 11:04. Digital weather now. Thanks for watching. I'm sure a lot of you all have questions about the weather, specifically what's going on with this guy, Alberto, to our south and our west. Going to get to the forecast, what's going on now, how he's going to influence our forecast here over the next couple of days. First of all, though, thanks for watching. WTOC News app, weather app, Roku device, Amazon Fire, WTOC.com. Maybe you're streaming on YouTube, or if you're watching on social media, perhaps on Twitter or on Facebook. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go over to the WTOC Facebook page here in just a moment and answer any weather questions you have, but I do want to give you a rundown of the forecast. And we begin with a look at subtropical storm Alberto, which is closing in on a Florida Gulf Coast landfall here. So drawing this out kind of roughly, again, this radar is not picking up the entire circulation, but roughly in here is where the circulation is. Actually, you know what? We're going to pause radar and going to draw it back, so bear with me. So roughly, in here is going to be your center of circulation, your area of lowest pressure. It's moving off to the northwest or so, so measuring this out, let's see, here we go. I'm on my weather computer now, so bear with me. Center of circulation, that's across land before it's deemed as making landfall. So it's about 50, 60 or so, considering or assuming a northwestward heading there from making landfall, probably just to the west of Panama City, maybe Fort Walton, Destin area. And it's moving about, 15 miles an hour. So you can do the math. It is getting pretty close to landfall. And the heaviest precipitation, the strongest winds, likely on the left quadrant this time with this particular system. Now, as far as our setup is concerned, it is going to be pulling moisture back into our forecast as well. I do want to give you an update from the Hurricane Center. Winds at 60 miles per hour, so it has weakened to touch there. This says it's moving north at 8, but we've seen some wobbles there. In general, though, a northward motion heading into the Florida Panhandle, and pressure has risen a millibar from what it was earlier. So it's not strengthening any further. In fact, it's actually weakened, and no changes really with the forecast path here, moving into the extreme western Florida Panhandle, kind of like where we were just saying, just west of Panama City, maybe from about Panama City over to Fort Walton Beach, Destin area, east of Pensacola, and then rapidly moving off to the north, weakening and becoming extratropical, and just producing some rain here in the Midwest heading into southeastern Canada. So, on that note, going back to Safe Touch Security First Alert Live Radar, I'm going to zoom down in to our area while your questions keep coming in. Let's give you a look of radar right now, where showers and thunder showers, actually no thunder showers right now, but where the rain's beginning to pop back up once again. And while that's kind of looping there, going over to the WTOC TV Facebook page, I'm sure folks are probably wondering about their Memorial Day. And, it is kind of gloomy. We had some heavy rain earlier this morning and last night for sure. And I'm sure there are questions about the forecast. Let's see. Hello, Bernice. Hello, Janet. Thank you for watching. Carolyn, Tammy, hello to you. Annette, what about Baxley area? There is more rain in the forecast, specifically this afternoon into the early evening hours for you out in Appling County. Vanessa, hello. Hello, Morris. Little Wisty area. There is a chance for rain in your area, but you are dry right now. Tina, hello. Charity out in Clio. Let's see, Clio area. You're dry now, but we're watching showers developing off to your south and west, generally heading in your area within the next hour. And a lot of us, pretty much everybody, 100% of the area saw rain overnight. Most of us did pick up. In fact, before I get further into the forecast, maybe we should refresh on how much rain fell last night. I did have some Coco Ross reports that I was going to put on Facebook, and I'll be doing that on my Facebook page, WTOC Cutter Martin. You can just type that in the bar, and I will be routing that over there, posting it within the next little bit. So going over to rainfall totals here, getting some estimates. You can see pretty much the entire area. A couple spots have actually missed out on at least a quarter inch or more of rain rainfall, but some areas have seen quite a bit more. Down just north of Townsend, just west of I-95, 1.5. Also I-95 near Richmond Hill, 1.5. Seeing 1.4 here, and across western areas about an inch on the south side. Also right near Rincon about an inch. These appear to be underestimating though, because we have many CocoRoss reporters from 7 a.m. yesterday morning to 7 a.m. this morning reporting 1 to 3 inches across Chatham County. And sometimes when we have these tropical setups, our radar can underestimate the amount of rainfall we've seen. Now this isn't the past 3 hours, that's actually the past 36 hours, but you kind of get the idea where the heaviest rain has been along I-95 and into the low country of South Carolina. Keontae, thank you for watching. Bernie, thanks for watching. Pamela wants to know how much more rain is expected. Let's bring in the hour-by-hour forecast. I'm going to load up a forecast model here, and we can kind of walk through your Memorial Day. So if you're watching at home, you want to know about plans. Are you going to get more rain? Folks asking about their specific communities. Hey, Tawana from Pooler. Now's the time to kind of look at the screen, get an idea of how the day is going to evolve. 11 a.m., a lot of cloud cover. It's pretty gloomy outside. And I think, we saw a few peaks of sunshine earlier, and we may see more through the afternoon, but there's definitely going to be cloud cover around too. So going hour by hour, this tries to bring in a little band of moisture from the beaches by 2. Watching this band develop southwest of Douglas, Waycross, southwest of Appling County, Baxley, southwest of Alma and Hazelhurst by 2. Watch as we go a little deeper into the afternoon what this band tries to do. It does get pulled off to the north and the east. Waycross, Douglas, maybe seeing a strong thunderstorm or so between, let's say, 3 and 6 in the afternoon into the early evening hours, and more showers kind of rotating inland here in the counterclockwise flow around subtropical storm Alberto through the early evening. But it's really south and western areas, Vidalia, Baxley, Douglas, Hazelhurst, Waycross, maybe Jessup, maybe Reedsville, Glenville, maybe Swainsboro. So kind of this area, maybe this area most likely, including Douglas, Vidalia, Baxley, Waycross. You'll have some more significant rain. The severe risk is going to be low today, Anita. 1 out of 5. Not expecting much in the way of severe weather. If something does become strong to severe, it'll be very isolated, and maybe 1 or 2 storms become strong. Watching for some of those to rotate, but the risk of tornadoes is low today. And recent forecast models have backed a little bit off of the next wave of moisture moving in, but it's going to be hard to time, hard to say exactly how much rain at any one time falls, but I can promise you this kind of messy weather pattern of occasional showers, sometimes heavy rain, at least briefly, and a lot of cloud cover is going to continue. So taking a live look outside right now, we do have a lot of cloud cover out there. A little hard to tell at this vantage point, but you can see the gray. In fact, I'm going to move the camera position for you, WTOC Dozier Law Riverfront Sky Cam, and I'm going to move this kind of skyward for you so you can get a better idea of what the sky conditions are like out there and see if we can see any building clouds. So just bear with me here. I'm going to tilt it a little bit up, probably move up the Savannah River a little bit and zooming out as well. And you can see, there's a lot of gray in here looking back towards Hutchinson Island and the kind of the backside of the west in there. A lot of cloud cover. There is some blue in here, but you get the idea. Mostly cloudy at sky and sometimes solid overcast. And those darker clouds certainly starting to build a little bit. Now they're adding a little bit of heat to the atmosphere and likely to produce showers here over the next few hours. So going forward again with our first alert hour by hour, this is a forecast model, what a computer thinks is going to happen. I think the stormiest conditions today are going to be west and southwest of Savannah, Vidalia, Baxley, Waycross, Douglas, specifically between, let's say, 3 and 6, 3 and 7. But we all have a rain chance today, and the reason why we're drier this morning after heavy rains overnight and why I still think we have a rain chance is we are tracking the circulation, which, as the crow flies, is well to our south and west. But around it, in fact, I'm going to switch. Let's see if there's satellite. Okay, so we're going to turn on satellite. So we've been in this little dry slot of air this morning. And that's been kind of rotating here around. So some dry air is being pulled in. That's why rain chances have kind of trended downward today compared to yesterday. Not quite as wet as yesterday. But we still do have a lot of moisture kind of being pulled up out of the Bahamas, the Caribbean, into the coastal empire and the low country. So here's the next slug of moisture. It's going to take its time, but it'll gradually work its way back into our area, southeast Georgia, into South Carolina. So, you know, it's not going to be constant today. I say go forth, have fun on your barbecues, have fun whatever your Memorial Day plans are, whether it's a ceremony or celebration, go forth with it, but be aware there's going to be rain around and you may get poured on for at least a few minutes, but it's something you can pretty much plan around. Nancy, Crystal, Anita, you're welcome, Anita, here with whatever weather source you have, anything that has radar hour by hour. WTOC weather app, I'm a little partial here, but I think it's pretty good. It'll alert you to lightning, precipitation. You can just check radar if you're out there traveling, about to go outside. Happy Memorial Day to you too, Christy. Wishing you a wonderful Monday. Hey, Chiquita, thank you for watching. Good morning, Denise up in Guyton. And I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Giving you a check of the 7-day forecast before I sign off and get ready for the news at noon. I just want to make sure you all know today is not going to be a terrible, terrible day. It is kind of gloomy outside. We still have some scattered rain in the forecast. We're going to add a little bit further to totals today and tonight. But it's not a terrible day. We just want you to be alert to the fact that rain could have you shifting around those plans, or maybe you have to run inside. So today's just a day that the weather is going to impact some of those plans for some of you all. And we just want you to be cognizant of that. But it's not a day to be worried necessarily about the weather. Just stay more in tune with whatever's going on in the world of weather here, coastal empire and low country. So tomorrow, a similar rain chance, but we're going to lower the risk of strong storms. And those storms going to be a little bit weaker, a little more disorganized tomorrow, especially by tomorrow evening. More scattered stuff, but again, disorganized and not quite as strong on your Wednesday. Overall, Thursday, Friday, we are beginning to dry out, actually. You know, fingers crossed. I know a lot of people are ready for a drying trend heading into the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So for our Hurricane Ready event coming up Friday, looking pretty good. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. And on to into next weekend, a thumbs up. Scattered showers, mainly, you know, pop-up summertime, small little downpours in the forecast. And it's going to be hot, lower to middle 90s with a lot of humidity. But in general, a drying trend. I want to take you to the WTOC weather app, a way that you can stay ahead of the game this afternoon, talking about which features you can use. And remember, in radar in the app, let's say you're watching from Statesboro right now, or more specifically Brooklet. If you were barbecuing in Brooklet 15 minutes ago, you looked outside, you said, hey, the clouds look dark, and you open up radar, you could make sure that your town, your community, your backyard wasn't going to be impacted by this little downpour. Same story over in Metter, we're tracking some showers, some heavy downpours, Lyons over to Claxton, southeast of Santa Claus, and we're tracking some heavier rain. Let's say you're traveling outside of our area. Remember, I-10 corridor, that's a heavily traveled route for those in Savannah going down to the Florida Panhandle. If you have to drive this route today, you're going to have a lot of heavy rain, but you can stay ahead of the game with radar in the weather app. And we're going to be posting more video updates, kind of a different feature here, and text updates to the top of the weather app, keeping you ahead of whatever develops this afternoon. So bottom line, everybody say it with me. Go forth with your Memorial Day plans, but just be aware that there is going to be some rain out there. Some of it's going to be heavy. We're going to crunch the numbers for you, look over the latest variables, see how much moisture is improving or deepening across the area this afternoon. I'm going to have that latest data in your hour-by-hour forecast coming up on the News at Noon.